Good morning, traders. How the devil are we? I hope you are all good. Good to be back doing a live stream. I was in India last week. A very cool place, quite an attack on the senses. But enjoyed India, saw all sorts of things, and ate a lot of curry. Love curry. Anyway, I digress. How are you guys? I hope you're having a good trading week. Today, we're going to look at yesterday's trade, singular, and then we're also going to look at today's trades, guys, of which I'm looking at quite a few different pairs. And then we're also going to look at the important news as well. Guys, this is your opportunity. Ask me as many questions as you like. You can ask 300 questions if you want. All right, guys. So yeah, come and ask as many questions as you like, guys. All right. And it can be about anything. It can be about a pair that you're in, some trading advice, psychology, money management, whatever you like, guys. All right. So yeah, get your questions into me. And guys, yeah, I'm going to do a few shout outs because you know what my editor gets like. So first of all, guys, come and join the Discord channel. We would love to have you. It keeps growing. There's lots of trading knowledge, trade ideas on there, and traders helping each other out. So come join the Discord channel. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Secondly, guys, the live stream. Well, you know about the live stream because you're here. So yeah, but we do these every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. London GMT before the London Open, guys. And then thirdly, guys, if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email. All the information about all of these things. Yeah, so all of these things are mentioned in the video description, guys. Sorry, my editor is watching a film or something. I'm not sure. Okay, guys, let's get started. Let me have a drink of my vodka. It's early enough to drink vodka, I feel. All right, and guys, so we're going to start with yesterday's trade. So Tuesday's trade, we were looking at a few different pairs, but there was only one trade that we were really looking at, guys, and it was this. It was the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. And I know a few other traders in the Discord channel were also trying to short this, okay? Ride the wave. You were shorting this. So, guys, let's have a look at why we were shorting it, all right? So this is the day chart. Excuse me, guys, frog in my throat this morning. This is the day chart, guys, all right? And you can clearly see it was in a downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, yeah? You don't need to be Warren Buffett to see that. And then for the last few days, guys, for the last 3 days, we have had bearish candles. And each candle keeps breaking the low of the previous low. And I like to see this, guys, for momentum. So if the daily candle keeps breaking the low of the previous candle, then this is a good sign that momentum is continuing, guys. And that's exactly what we had here. All right. And then all we wanted to do, guys, was come from one of our gray zones back down to this blue line. Okay. And as you can see, guys, we hit target yesterday. But could we get into the trade? The answer is yes, we could. So we're going to drop down to the H1 chart now, guys. Bear with me a second. I cannot see your questions. All right, here we go. Yeah, good morning, John. Good morning, Kev. Kev, euro, US dollar. I will look at that in 1 second for you. John, yes, you was in Canadian Swiss franc short. Brett Moses, euro yen. All right, guys. Yeah, we'll look at euro, US dollar, and euro yen in a second. Let me just finish showing you the trade from yesterday. So the day chart, that was the reasons why we were shorting this pair. And then the H1, guys, is how we're going to short it. Yeah, how we're going to get into this pair. So we had our 2 gray zones mapped out. We had this gray zone and this gray zone. Obviously, this gray zone didn't come into effect. All right, but this gray zone did, guys. All right. So when price came up and hit this gray zone, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. 1 second. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm new to this software. Please bear with me. All right, so yeah, when price come up into our gray zone, we had this candle here. Okay, so it was a bearish candle, but not bearish enough for me. Okay, so what I wanted to see instead was a breakdown in M15 structure. As soon as I saw this candle reacting at our gray zone, the candle on its own wasn't bearish enough for me. So I wanted to see M15 structure breakdown. Okay, so we're going to drop down to the M15 chart now. I'm going to zoom back to yesterday, okay? And this is where it happened, guys, yeah? So this is where it happened here, guys, all right? So as soon as that H1 candle formed, I was looking for a break in M15 structure. And then basically, guys, we got it here. When these lows here were broken, yeah, we had a break in M15 structure, okay? So as you can see, this was the last low, which broke this level, okay? I ended up getting a slight retrace because this level here then becomes a good level to enter, okay? So this level here becomes a good level to enter. So I entered here on a retrace back to these lows. I put my stop above here, and then I took 100% of the trade down to the blue line, guys. Okay, because I didn't have enough room to the last H1 low. Okay, so that's how I traded it, guys. I just waited for M15 to break down to give me another piece of confluence. Remember, your job as a trader is to gather confluence, and then I took the trade. If we just go back to the H1 now. Yeah, sorry, guys. So where are we? Yeah, so if we go back to the H1 now, so I entered, yeah, on this candle here and just took 100% of my trade back down to here. I didn't have enough room from here to this last low. So I just let the trade run, guys, and especially after I saw this candle form. Okay, so I just let the trade run back down to here, closed 100%. Happy trader, made money, gave myself a pat on the back, bought a Rolls Royce, bought the mansion. Happy days. All right, so okay, so guys, that's the Canadian dollar Swiss franc. Sorry, guys, where I look for the questions keeps shutting down for some reason. Okay, bear with me a second. All right, guys. Morning, Mira. Okay, guys, so let's look at a few of the trade ideas that you want to look at now, guys, and then I will show you what I'm looking at today as well. So the first one you wanted to look at was Euro US dollar. So Kev, this one is for you. Let's find Euro US dollar and let's take a look at what's happening here. Okay, so let's start with the weekly chart. All right, so yeah, we're going to do a top-down approach, guys, and I suggest you do the same on all of your pairs that you look at. Yeah, you need a bigger picture view, I would argue, even if you're scalping. But yeah, let's take a look at the top-down approach, guys. So on the weekly chart, yeah, this gray zone here was a very important level. Yeah, this gray zone here. Okay, when I saw this, I thought we were going to get some movement to the downside, but we didn't. And instead, we had this candle form here, yeah, that broke through this gray zone. All right, and I thought we potentially had a bit of room up to this blue line. Okay, but it hasn't panned out that way yet, guys. Okay, so if we go down to the day chart now, as you can see, this was that weekly gray zone. All right, so this was the weekly gray zone here. And we're still clearly in an uptrend on the day chart. Okay, so we're still clearly in an uptrend. Yeah, these highs were broken. So everything's telling us to long this pair. All right, but we've seen for the last 3 days, we've seen these negative candles. So maybe they want to come down to perhaps the moving average 20 before they start moving back up again. But it's difficult for me to look for shorts, really, guys. So I'd only be looking for longs because of the weekly structure and the daily structure. But I wouldn't be looking for longs today because of these red candles. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the higher time frames. We're going to drop down to the H4 now because I know Kev's a scalper and he's in the real nitty gritty 5-minute chart, even 2-minute chart. Kev, that will give you grey hairs. So what are we seeing here on the 4-hourly chart? Let me remove this grey zone and let you tell you what I'm seeing, guys. All right, so and let's remove this grey zone as well. We're going to start putting in some new grey zones. So this area here is an important zone. Okay, so yeah, price reacted here, yeah, and it's reacted here, and it's even reacted here. All right, so potentially this could be an area that we start looking for buys. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the H4. However, are we seeing price trying to break down? It all depends on this level here. Okay, it will break down if it breaks this level. If it breaks this level, retest, comes back down, then we're looking for shorts. Okay, so this level here is the important level, guys. Yeah, this level here. If it breaks below this, shorts. If we get a bounce up, we're looking for longs. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on the H4. And then finally, guys, let's look at the H1 to see what's happening with this, guys. So again, guys, it's all about this level. Yeah, it's all about this level. All right, so yeah, if we see a bounce off and then we see a H1 structure break, yeah, like this, then I would be looking for longs, potentially back up to this high or even this high here. Okay, but if price breaks below this level, then we're looking for shorts. Okay, guys, so that's what I'm seeing with the euro US dollar. All right, Kev, so I hope that helps you with your analysis today. Also, for Kev, I'm going to put in a few more grey zones. Here we go, Kev, this is for you. So I'm looking, especially for a scalper, I'm looking for zones where I can move within the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, if I was a scalper. So this here is clearly an area. Okay. Yeah, and then I would also say this here, this area through here is also an area. Okay, so I know some of you guys are scalpers. I would be looking to, to bounce off and just trade between these. I would scalp from here to here. Okay, if it breaks this low, then yeah, but there's so much room to the downside. All right, Kev, so I hope that helps with euro US dollar. Brett Moses, euro Japanese yen. Let's take a look at that now, guys. So euro yen, let's find it. Here it is. Let's close this. So euro yen is one of my trade ideas for today, Brett. Okay, so great minds think alike. You are obviously a wonderful trader. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm seeing. So let's do a top-down approach. A-Rod, welcome back, A-Rod. We haven't seen you for a while. Where have you been? We miss you. I will do gold for you in a minute. So euro yen, guys. Again, let's do a top-down approach. I'm going to remove my grey zone so we can do this together. Okay, guys. So this is one of my trade ideas. So on the weekly chart, yeah, we were seeing, price has been in an uptrend. Okay. But this last high here actually held, yeah, with this wick here. All right. So that last high actually held. It didn't break. So we don't have higher highs. And then what we've been seeing, guys, is lots of bearish candles. Yeah. And the bullish candles are not very strong. And again, another bearish candle. Okay. So because of this, yeah, we haven't got higher highs. And I'm seeing nothing but bearish candles. I'm looking for shorts from this pair on the weekly chart. Okay. Then we're going to drop down to the daily chart. And price is in a very good place to start shorting this. All right. So as you can see on the day chart, let's look at structure first of all. So price was in an uptrend. Yeah. Higher highs, higher lows. Yeah, and then it just ranged, but it actually made lower lows. I remember talking to you about this weeks ago. That's a good indication that price is breaking down. Yeah, it came down. It didn't quite create a lower low. That low held for me. Okay, and then it's come up and then it's clearly broken. So we've got lower highs and lower lows. So it's clearly in a downtrend. There's lots of selling pressure on the weekly chart. So everything is telling me to short this pair. All right. So yeah, and we've also had this bearish candle form here. All right. I know it's not super bearish, and I don't like this candle. I don't like how bullish this candle is. But if price starts breaking down on some of the lower time frames, yeah, we've got some options. All right. So that's what I'm seeing on the day chart. Brett, I also hope you're thinking shorts. Otherwise, great minds don't think alike. And now we're going to go down to the H1 chart, guys. Well, let's look at the H4 first, okay? Because the H4, you can clearly see that we've got this, this downward pattern that's bouncing off of this blue line, all right? So this level here is going to be very important, this last H4 high, yeah? If that doesn't hold, yeah, and we break this high, then we've also broke this channel. Okay, very important, guys. Then I would not be looking for shorts. Yeah, that would be crazy because we've broken out of a channel. We're breaking a H4 high. All right. So if price breaks this last H4 high, stay out, guys. Let me zoom in so you can see that a bit better. Yeah. So yeah, we don't want price to break this last high. Okay. So we'll see what happens. It's there as we speak. Let's see what kind of reaction we get. And then we're going to drop down to the H1 chart, guys. All right. So what are we seeing here? So price tried to break down here, guys. All right. So, you know, I love to be with H1 structure. And then price was trying to break down. This did actually form a new low from these lows. All right. And then we just had some overnight action. And then it all depends, yeah, what happens at this level here, guys. So there's two ways we can trade this. We can trade this very aggressively, and this is how. So at this level, I'm going to put a gray zone in. Let me put the gray zone in. Sorry, guys, I'm still getting used to all the new tech that I've got. So my editor keeps forcing tech upon me against my will, and I have to use it, otherwise he gets aggressive. Report him to the authorities. I'm only joking. Don't do that. Don't listen to me. Okay, guys. So it's all about this gray zone for me. All right. So like I said, if price breaks this level, yeah, and stays broke on the H4, yeah, on the H4, then not interested. I would not be shorting this pair. If anything, you should look for longs. But if I get a very bearish candle form here, then we could start trading this short. All right, we could start trading this short if we get a real bearish candlestick pattern form literally now or the next few candles. Okay, then we could start taking price lower. All right, so that would be an aggressive trade to start taking trades from here. Okay, maybe you're a scalper, maybe you could. All right, but it would be very aggressive. Then what we could also do, guys, and what I would probably do, yeah, it depends how bearish that candle is. I would wait for a breakdown. Yeah, price comes down, breaks down. I mean, this may not happen today, but eventually we get a break of this zone here. These last H1 lows, we get a break, and then I would start shorting this pair. All right, but my bias for today is to short the euro yen. All right, and we've got two ways to do it. Yeah, we can be aggressive with it, like I said up here, or wait for price to break this. Okay, so Brett Moses, I hope that helps you with euro yen. I hope you were thinking the same. And that is one of my trade ideas today, guys. So this, exactly as I've said, we could trade it aggressively or wait for a breakdown. But this is one of my trade ideas for today. I'm also looking at a couple of other yen pairs. Okay, A-Rod. Gold. Let's have a look at gold for you. 1 second. Let me clear these drawings. Let me find gold. Okay, let me have a quick drink of vodka. 1 second. It's quite hot in here at the moment. Right, guys, so gold. So gold's caught between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, because I remember looking at this morning, guys. All right, so weekly, I've got my grey zones mapped out here already, guys. All right, because I was looking at this myself, but weekly we were clearly in a downtrend. Okay, I would argue this was the last high, and then we didn't create lower lows, and then price has shot up. Okay, but obviously we're back at this very important level. It was once resistance and it was once support. All right, so this grey zone is a very important zone for this pair. Okay, so that's what we're seeing on the day chart, and we're currently seeing a bounce off of this level as we speak. All right, let's go and look at the day chart now. And as you can see, yeah, this candle here is very bearish. Okay, but we are in an uptrend. All right, so that's the problem with gold, A-Rod, to be honest with you. That's why I'm not trading it. Basically, you have this weekly selling pressure and this very bearish candle, but then price is in an uptrend, and potentially this level could be an area of support, or this definitely. But then you've got a lot of buying pressure on the day chart. All right, and when we have weekly, and we have daily buying pressure, weekly selling pressure, you're just going to get a ranging market. Yeah, so because of this pressure, I think the market is just going to do this. Yeah, maybe between these two grey zones, guys. Yeah, maybe it'll just do this for a little bit. Yeah, because it's going to take a lot to break this level. Okay, and then because it's weekly support, weekly resistance, and then you've got the daily pushing price up. So I expect a ranging market here, A-Rod. If I had to do a trade for today, I would probably short this pair, down to this last level here. Okay, not much room to move into, but that would be an opportunistic trade for me that I would potentially take. But for me, guys, yeah, if I had to trade it, that's what I would do. I would short it because of this large candle. But yeah, I don't like this trade because you have conflicting weekly and daily buyers and sellers. All right, A-Rod, so don't mean to sit on the fence with that one, but I hope you can see what I am seeing with that, with the conflict that's with this pair. Right, next one. Eric, how are you? Morning, Eric. Euro, New Zealand, Euro, Aussie dollar. All right, so let's have a look at that, guys, because that's obviously highly correlated. Okay, so let's look at Euro, New Zealand dollar to start with. So Euro, New Zealand dollar. Let's start with the weekly chart. Yeah, this is why I've been staying out of this pair, because the weekly is clearly in an uptrend, okay, but every weekly candle is so bearish. I've pretty much been waiting for a bullish candle to take control, but it just hasn't happened. So weekly we're in a uptrend, but every candle is bearish. Look at the buyers. The buyers are non-existent. Yeah, it's just sell, 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 sell. All right. So perhaps if we get an area here, it might come down to here before we bounce off. All right. So that's what we're seeing on the weekly. If we drop down to the day chart now. So again, it's not one of my trade ideas today. It's at a good level in terms of this level. Okay, so these last lows here, are proving are potential areas of resistance. Yeah, so price come down. It was once support. When it breaks, it potentially become resistance. Okay, so if we were following the day trend and just the day trend, we could potentially take price back to here. But guys, you just can't follow trend. For me, you have to read what the candlesticks are doing. Yeah. And what I can see is this very bullish candlestick. Okay, so there's some buyers entered the market here. Yeah, that's quite a bullish candle compared with the last few candles. All right, so I wouldn't like to short this large candle, and I wouldn't like to buy this market because we have resistance here. So again, I can't help but think we're going to see a bit of price action like this. Yeah, because of that buyers have entered the market and we've got resistance, guys. So yeah, a lot of markets are like this at the moment. Yeah, this is not the only one, as I showed with euro yen as well, guys. All right, so I would stay out of this pair, Eric. I mean, if you said to me, Tom, you have to trade this, otherwise I will set your editor loose on you, then yeah, I would probably short it back down to here, to these lows, because it's in a downtrend. There's lots of weekly selling pressure. Yeah, I would short it back down to these lows. But like I said, I do not like this candle if I'm shorting. All right, so also Eric wanted euro Aussie dollar. So let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, and this is at a real interesting level. Yeah, so you don't have to be Warren Buffett to see there's some resistance at this level. Okay, but again, guys, if we look at the weekly chart, everything is bullish. Yeah, price coming back, tested these. We've got a double bottom, and then price shot back up, breaking this high. So I think we potentially have room back up to these last highs over here on the weekly chart. But as you can see, guys, price even on the weekly chart has been ranging. So we're in a ranging market. So what I call this, guys, as I've said it many times on my channel, this is a box of indecision. All right. So what I want to see is a break of this box. Okay. So if on the day chart would be fine, it doesn't have to be a weekly break. But if we get a break, a sustained break of this level on the day chart, then, you know, let's start buying this pair all the way up to here. Okay. But you have to break this box first of all. Let's take a look at the day chart to see things a little bit more clearly. Yeah, and obviously this is that box I was talking about, guys. This is the box. Hope that looks like a box. I have been drinking vodka, so that's why my lines look like this. So yeah, this box, I mean, it needs to break it. But looking again, look at the candlesticks. What are the candlesticks telling you? Yeah, so we've got this very bullish candle that's been bought into this grey zone, and we've got a wick here. So everything's telling me that we could push through this level, but I don't want to like bet on that. Yeah, I don't want to will it, won't it. I want price to break that level, then I trade. Yeah, because price could quite easily come back down to here. Yeah, we're in a ranging market. Yeah, it could do this for the next 3 years. Probably won't do it for 3 years, but you know what I mean. So for me, I need to wait for a break of this high, and then I'm looking for longs. Yeah, that's what I would be looking for on this pair. I mean, if we got a very bearish candle here, yeah, and it told me sellers were back in control, then we could take it back down and trade the range. All right, so yeah, I hope that helps you, Eric, with Euro New Zealand and Euro Aussie dollar. Okay, Brett, good. Great minds do think alike. Kevin, blink twice if you need help. So yes, exactly. I'm here to help you guys. Jade, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you are well. Hope the trading is going good. Pound US dollar. So, pound US dollar. Okay, let me find it. This new software that my editor makes me use. You were also saying use TraderView, to be fair, so it's not all his fault. Pound US dollar. So, yeah, it's a tricky one. Let's start with the weekly chart. All right. So, on the weekly chart, all the US dollar pairs are not easy to read at the moment. Let me start by saying that. So on the weekly chart, we're seeing a downtrend. All right. And this is where we thought the pound was going to be non-existent. And then we get buyers. Of course we do. But now we're back up to this last high here. All right. So we're back up to this last high. So this could be an area where price reacts. As you can see, we had a very bullish candle though, but now we're seeing reaction with this bearish candle. But obviously the bearish candle hasn't finished forming yet. So that's what I'm seeing on the weekly. This area could be an area where price reacts. All right. But we need to let the market tell us that. So we're going to drop down to the day chart. And the market is not telling us that. Yeah, quite simply. All right. So let me zoom in. So price is clearly in an uptrend. Yeah, clearly. We're getting higher highs, higher lows. You don't have to be Warren Buffett to see that is in an uptrend. Yeah, you don't have to be Warren Buffett is another slogan we're going to put on a t-shirt. We'll get the t-shirts to you in the new year. So yeah, looking at that, buys are on the cards. But again, guys, I implore you to look at what candlesticks are telling you. And these two are bearish. Yeah, they have very little wick on the downside, if any. Yeah, so this is bearish, 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 bearish. So I couldn't buy this market because of those bearish candles. And I couldn't short this market because it's literally at this potential area here of support. Okay, price could quite easily come back up and test these highs. So again, you've got a little bit of weekly selling pressure. You've got an uptrend and therefore buying pressure. And we're currently at an area of support for this pair. So again, I don't like it. I don't want to trade it. Don't make me. All right. Okay. Looking on the H4. Yeah, I think we have a bit of room. So again, if I had to trade this, the fact that we have broken this last low here, yeah, and price is potentially breaking down. Yeah, I think we could take potential shorts today, yeah, down to this level here. All right. And then it'll, yeah. So looking at the H4, guys, if I had to trade it, I would short this pair today. But yeah, I don't like it for the reasons I showed you on the day chart. All right. Let's look at the H1 to see if we can find an entry for a short. And the entries would be this, guys. I would enter from this gray zone. Yeah, I would enter from this gray zone or potentially this gray zone. These would be my entry points. Okay. If price did start, you know, breaking above here, not interested. It's going to come back up to this level here. All right, guys. So Jade, I hope it helps you with pound US dollar. Yeah. So if anything, I would short this pair. You're welcome, A-Rod. I don't use RSI, Mira. Yeah, I don't use RSI. I don't use any indicators really, guys, apart from this moving average 20 that you can see here. That acts as my everything. I don't need anything else. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at today, but still keep your questions coming in and I will answer them. Yeah, so let me show you what I'm looking at. So Euro Yen, guys, remember talking with Brett Moses? That was one of my trade ideas. I'm looking to short that. Let's have a quick look at Euro Yen to see if that H1 candle and what it's doing. So interestingly, guys, on the Euro Yen, we have got a reaction. All right. It's not bearish enough for me. And perhaps I would wait for some M15 breakdown. All right. But you can see this price is holding thus far. Thus, getting so posh in my old age. So yeah, but that's interesting, guys. But the other pairs I'm looking at are yen pairs. So let's look at US dollar yen. I'm also looking at a couple of CAD pairs. So US dollar yen. All right, this is what I'm looking at. So let's start with the day chart. All right, so we are clearly in a downtrend. Yeah, you don't have to be Warren Buffett. Okay, and now we're back up into this zone here. Okay, so this could potentially be a great area for shorts. All right, so that's what I'm seeing in structure. I'm going to put this gray zone in. Okay, and price is literally hitting it as we speak. All right, so I'm going to drop down to the H1 chart now because this is how I roll. I love a bit of H1 action. So I'm not going to trade it now. Yeah, you know, that would be too overly aggressive. Yeah, I want to see price break down. So price has now come up and hit our gray zone. All right. So basically what I want to see is a breakdown in H1 structure, guys. Yeah, it might not happen today, but yeah, I want to see price do something like this. All right, and then we can start shorting it. If you want to be super aggressive, you could trade it on the first H4 bearish candle that you see. But I'm just going to wait for a breakdown in H1 structure and then trade it lower. This will be my first target. Depending on when H1 breaks, I would close 80% here, yeah, and then I would let 20% run. All right, guys, so that's a trade idea for today. US dollar, Japanese yen short, but we need to see a breakdown in H1 structure. The next one is Swiss franc, Japanese yen. All right. Okay, so, yeah, this is not looking like it's breaking down. But again, guys, yeah, so euro yen, Swiss franc yen are highly correlated. This is the day chart, all right, and this is what we're seeing. So price had been in this range for about 4,000 years, okay? And eventually it has broken out of this range, yeah? This low here even breaks this low here, breaks these lows. So we've got a box of indecision, and then we've got a break. I like these trades, yeah? I love a box of indecision followed by a break of the box. I love a box of indecision. That's another slogan for a t-shirt. People are going to think you're crazy if you're wearing these t-shirts. So that's what I'm seeing, guys, all right? Yeah, so structure, yeah, we're in a downtrend. Yeah, we've got lower lows. All right, and now price is in this area here. Look how much price has reacted in this area. Yeah, so we are back in this area here. All right, so it's a really good level to potentially look for shorts. Yeah, and back down to these last daily lows. All right, so that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, on the day chart. I mean, you could put a gray zone through there, guys. Yeah, you could put a gray zone through here. Yeah. Yeah, you could put a gray zone through there because price has reacted time and time again at that level. Right, then we're going to drop down to the H1. I'm going to make my screen bigger. I forget to do that from time to time. And I'm going to remove these levels as well, guys. All right, so these were levels from the other day. So again, similar with euro yen, we're in our gray zone now, all right? And I just want to see and US dollar yen, I just want to see a breakdown of structure, okay? And then we can start shorting this pair. This would probably be my first target, depending on how price breaks down, yeah? And then we can leave 20% and take price back down to these lows here. All right, guys, so yeah, I'm looking for yen strength today. But the H1 structure has to tell me that price is ready to come down. Yeah, people who just trade this gray zone, like price comes into the gray zone and just short it, you can do that. Yeah, it's very aggressive, but you can do that. But I would wait for, let's say, a very bearish H4 candle. Yeah, you can trade like that. It's aggressive. I like to wait for structure to break down. But if you've got a very bearish H4 candle form here, then you could enter. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at Swiss franc, Japanese yen short, euro yen short, and US dollar yen short. All right. I'm also looking at a few CAD pairs. All right. But this is against trend trades. So first of all, I'm looking at pound Canadian dollar. All right. So pound Canadian dollar. Let's look at the day chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. So as you can see, guys, price has come up and hit this area. Okay, so this is a big weekly zone. All right, but price has hit that zone. Okay, we are in the weekly zone. And what we've seen, guys, is a bearish reaction on the day chart. Yeah, this is a bearish wick, quite a rejection wick. Okay, so I think we have room to the downside, and we have a lot of room. Yeah, it's an against trend trade, which does carry a extra level of risk. Yeah, but we've got lots of room to move into, and it's bouncing off of a weekly resistance level. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. Then I'm going to drop down to the H1 chart, and what do we want to see happen? So for me, price has already broken down on the H1 chart. Okay. Yeah, this is that huge reaction. So we've broken these lows. We've even broken this low, yeah, with this candle here. So what I'm looking for, guys, is a retrace, and then we can take price lower. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Let me pinpoint a gray zone for you. And guys, if you're enjoying this analysis and would like to receive it every single day, then why not come join us? Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and also smash the like button. It helps us give you these trade ideas every single day, Monday to Friday. All right, much appreciated. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at, guys. Let's draw a couple of gray zones in here. So there's one through here, and then price could also come all the way back up here. So these are the two gray zones I would be looking at. Okay, so this gray zone, because it reacted here, here, and here. Okay, so price could come back up to here. We get a bearish reaction. We can take price lower. Remember, I'm looking to trade back down to the last H1 low, wherever that may be, close 80%, and then I'm going to leave 20% to run. All right, so that's the first idea. If that doesn't happen, guys, then it could come back up to this gray zone. Yeah, test these last highs. We want to see a bearish reaction. Then we can get in, take it back down to the last H1 lows, leave 20% to run. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on pound Canadian dollar. We're seeing this on a few Canadian dollar pairs as well, guys. So if we look at Euro CAD as well. Okay, if we look at Euro Canadian dollar, get rid of my drawings. Let me get rid of this. So on the weekly chart, guys, there's an area of resistance through here. All right. So, and you know, and also with the Canadian dollar pairs, price is crazy overbought. Yeah, we expect it to have a bit of a retrace. Yeah, so it's crazy overbought first of all on the weekly chart, and now it's hitting this level. Okay, so let's see what happens at this level. If we go to the day chart now, guys, no, John, I don't have any 20% runners as we speak. My CAD Swiss franc trade, I closed 100% yesterday. So yeah, no 20% runners. Right, and then we're also seeing this, guys. So we're at our grey zone. We've got a little bit of reaction here in terms of this wick here. So yeah, can price break down from this level? Again, we have lots of room to move into because it's so overbought. All right. And generally, John, I try to close my 20%ers by the weekend, really. Yeah, so things are so overbought here. All right. let's drop down to the H1 chart. And all I want to see is a breakdown in structure. Okay. And on this pair, we haven't had that yet. So price is clearly in an uptrend still. All right. So what I want to see is a break of these lows here. All right. But if price breaks this, comes back up, and then I think we can start looking for shorts, guys. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing on pound Canadian dollar and euro Canadian dollar. I think we have an against trend trade if price starts breaking down on the H1. Also Aussie dollar Canadian dollar. Let's have a quick look at that as well. Aussie dollar Canadian dollar. Okay, let me get rid of my drawings. So yeah, again on the day chart, guys, we're seeing sellers are in the market here. Yeah. So on the day chart, yeah, we've got all these wicks just rejecting price here. All right. So sellers are in this market. So I think we can take price back down to this area here. All right. So that's what I'm seeing. Again, it's an against trend trade, but it's, you know, Canadian dollar pairs are so overbought. All right. If we drop down to the H1 chart now, what do we want to see? So yeah, price has pretty much been ranging. Yeah, it's just been okay. So what do I want to see? I want to see perhaps a break of this low here. Yeah, if we break this, I think we have lower lows on the H1, get a little retrace. I think we could take price potentially back down to this low first of all. And then if it breaks this low, if it breaks this low, we're off to the races. Yeah, I really do think this is going to come down and we've got a bit of room to move into. Excuse me. I'm sure you can hear me gulping my vodka. I apologize. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing in Aussie dollar CAD, guys. But this level here is holding. Yeah, it's not breaking. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm also seeing. So there's a few Canadian dollar pairs we can start shorting, guys. Again, if H1 structure starts breaking down. Right, let's take a couple more questions. John, so John, good question. I don't have any 20% runners. I try to close most of them by Friday if they haven't already hit target. Some I do leave over the weekend. But yeah, it's just a thing I do. Yeah, I close most of them before Friday. Okay. What else are we looking at? All right. So Mira, could you check New Zealand US dollar? I can do that for you, Mira. No problem. So let's have a look at New Zealand US dollar, guys. All right. So yeah, I think we've got a little bit of room to the downside. Okay. So weekly, yeah, is this area here a potential area to start shorting? Maybe. But what I don't like is the bullishness of this candle. Yeah, this is super bullish. All right, so this would have to be a pretty strong weekly candle. Yeah, I still think it's going to pop back up and test these highs. This is what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. But on the day chart, I think we have a little bit of room to move into. Yeah, so this area here, if I just draw a line, that last high here. So all I've pinpointed here was that last high on the daily chart, because I think price can come down, hit that, and then go back up. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. If we go to the H1 chart now, and let's zoom out, it doesn't leave you with a lot of room to move into, but I do think we have a little bit of room to the downside. I mean, you could wait for price to come back up and test these last H1 highs, get a reaction, and then take it down. That's a potential trade. If price breaks above these last H1 highs, then I think we can come back up to these levels here. All right. So that's what I'm seeing. Not a lot of room to the downside, although I still think it has a little bit of room. But if we break these H1 highs, lots of room to the upside. So it depends what happens to price structure today, Mira, on the H1 chart. Okay, so that's what I would be looking at. Okay, we've got another question. Colio. Frank. Sorry, Thapello. Forgive me. Okay, Thapello, Euro Swiss franc. Here we go. Thapello is a regular in our Discord channel, very active, always posting good trade ideas, and also has some good trades as well. So Thapello, this one is for you. Let's look at Euro Swiss franc. What am I seeing? Let's start. Again, I know what I'm seeing with this pair already because I've already checked it out. But let's start with the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, guys, this is what I'm seeing. Yeah, so price, it was in a downtrend. Okay. And now it's sort of broken this last high. Yeah, so I think we still have a bit of room to this level. Okay. So if I put this level in here, so I think that because this was the last area of support, so I still think we have some room for us to hit this level. But this is the weekly chart, okay? And you can see, yeah, we're bouncing off the moving average 20, and these candles have been, yeah, the last few candles have been more bullish than bearish, yeah? So this is what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. I think we have room up to here. Okay, but then when I look at the daily chart, my view totally changes. Okay, so if I look at the daily chart now, I'm thinking shorts. Okay, this is why the Euro Swiss franc is bamboozling me. All right, because it's once in an uptrend, and I thought we're going to reach this blue line. Yeah, but then price broke down, breaking this last low. And then this was the last high. And this last high hasn't been broken. Okay. This last high has not been broken. And now we've got this bearish candle form at that level. Okay. So because of the bearishness of this candle, I would probably look for shorts back down to here. Yeah, not too far. Maybe even this psychological level of 98,000. Yeah, purely because of daily price structure and that bearish candle. Okay, we zoom in. Yeah, yeah, because of this candle, I think shorts. Yeah, but down, I would trade it down to this 98,000 level because there's a lot of buying pressure here. Excuse my arrow. Yeah, you can tell there's lots of wicks pushing this up, bullish candles. So I think it will come down to here before it starts pushing back up again. So you have a bit of space to the downside, Thapello. All right, that's what I'm seeing. If we look on the H4 chart now, and again, look, it's supported by the H4. It's all buyers. Yeah, buyers, 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 buyers. It's all buying pressure, buyers. Okay. Buyers, pressure. Okay. Okay. So nothing but buyers for me, guys. So I think we can take it back up to this level here. If you're looking at the H4. All right. So looking at that, every time frame I look at Thapello, I change my mind. Yeah. Weekly, I was longing. Daily, I'm shorting. Now I'm looking at the H4 and I'm looking to buy this pair. So for those reasons, Thapello, I would stay out of this pair. If we go down to the H1 chart now, this level is important. Yeah, it's still holding. So, yeah, if this level breaks, perhaps we have a little bit of room to the downside. But again, you don't have much room before you hit support. So I don't like this trade at all, Thapello. Yeah, I'm getting such contradictory signs that I would stay out of this market today. All right. Okay. Guys, remember, there's the subscribe button in the live chat. If you're enjoying this analysis, then come join us. Subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and you'll receive this analysis every day, guys. Yeah, and it helps us produce these vids every morning. Okay, Kolio Slavov, pound against Japanese yen. Just looking at this now, guys. Let's see, this H1 holds. We've got another 30 minutes. Right, pound Japanese yen. Here we go. Let's have a look. Start weekly. Okay, so again, my bias with a lot of the yen pairs is to short these pairs, right? So price came up clearly in an uptrend. It broke down. Yeah, I was thinking it was off to the races to the downside, but price has come back up. But again, sellers are pushing this back to the down below this last area of resistance here, and it's closed below this area. All right, and we're seeing very bearish red candle the week before. Okay, so just looking at the weekly chart, I'm bearish. My bias is bearish. Then we go down to the day chart. And again, my bias is bearish. All right. So price was clearly in an uptrend. Yeah, but then it broke. It broke these lows. Okay. Come back up, tested these highs, and then it's bounced off and come back down to these lows. So it might range. Yeah, it might range because it's finding this and this as levels to do this. Okay, it might range. But if I had to trade this today, because of this bearish candle, I would trade this back down to these lows. That's what I would do. Looking at the day chart, all right. But again, let's go down to the H4 and see what we are seeing. So again, guys, this level is pivotal. This level through here is pivotal for this pair. All right. So if this level holds, holds here, and we get a very negative response at this level, a negative reaction, I think we can come lower. However, if price breaks up above this zone, I think we're coming back up and testing these highs here. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on the H4. Let's drop down to the H1 now. So looking at H1, price is breaking down. Yeah, it was rallying up to this grey zone, but then it's broken down and we're getting lower lows and we're getting lower highs. So yeah, my bias is short for this pair today, but perhaps price will come back up to here, test this last high, get a bearish reaction. I would take price back down to this level. I would close 80% and then leave 20% to run. So that's how I would trade this pair. Or you could be extra careful and you could wait for a break of this level, retest, and then let price come back down. Okay, but my bias for today, guys, is short pound yen. Mira, you are welcome. Thank you for your kind words. Thapello, sorry it took a while to get to you, the main man on Discord. And DTV oil. Let's have a quick look at oil very quickly, guys. Oil. Let's get rid of my drawings. So oil is basically at a double bottom. Yeah. It's all about what will it do at this level. Okay, so to keep it very short and sweet, DTV. Okay, I'd like to know what DTV stands for. Just to keep it short and sweet, it's all about this level here, and arguably this level. All right. So, yeah, I mean, looking at this candle, yeah, it's a very bearish candle into this last low. So if we get a break of this level, I think we can start shorting oil. And if we get a very bullish response from this level, I think we can start buying it back up to here. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Okay, and if it does buy back up to here, you're probably going to get a ranging market, I would say. But if it breaks this grey zone, then we can start looking for shorts. So it all depends what price starts doing at this level here, DTV. All right, we could perhaps wait for H1 structure to start building up. Let's remove my drawing. Yeah, if H1 structure started doing this, okay, I would start looking for longs. Yeah, we've got higher highs, higher lows. I would look for longs. If it starts breaking down, I would still need to see a daily candle break of these lows, not a H1 break. All right, DTV, I hope that answers your question, guys. The news, guys, take a look at the economic calendar. Well, let's do it together. Let's do it together very quickly. So what are we seeing? So December 7th, Wednesday, December 7th, overnight, we've had the GDP of Australia. That was worse than expected. So we might see a little bit of Aussie dollar weakness. Aussie dollar weakness. If we carry on down, guys, the first piece of news that we're interested in is this, guys. So we've got the GDP coming out of the Eurozone. And the GDP has become so important, guys, because, you know, are we hitting a recession? Aren't we? So all eyes are on these GDP figures. So 11 o'clock, London GMT. Is it London GMT? I don't think I've changed the time zone. Okay, but anyway, keep an eye out for this, okay? Very important. If we carry on down, guys, the next piece of important news is this. Coming out of Canada, we got the Bank of Canada interest rate decision. Super duper important, guys, all right? So we expected a 0.5 basis point rise, so let's see what happens, but that's super important, guys. Yeah, I think these are... I don't know what time zones these are, but anyway, yeah. Okay, these are GMT +1. All right, guys, and if we carry on down, no other news that we're interested in. But the big news today is that interest rate decision coming out of Canada and the GDP coming out of the Euro. And guys, if you've enjoyed this analysis and this live stream, then come join us, yeah? Don't trade in vacation. Good. Don't do that. Yeah, I used to be guilty of this. I would never switch off and trade on holiday. Don't do that. I like this. Guys, yeah, so if you've enjoyed the live stream, guys, come join us. Subscribe, smash the notification button and the like button. We'd love to have you on. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you tomorrow for our daily analysis. Have a great trading day, guys, and I'll see you.